Good afternoon, this is Colton with Build Brothers Roofing and Solar, doing a digital roof and solar inspection out here in the Hamul area. This is a home in escrow, and we're doing these inspections for the realtor, for the potential buyer. We do these inspections, outline the current condition of the roof, and provide any insight on the life expectancy, any sensitive areas, any recommended actions. This is a flat concrete tile roof, very common, one of the longest lasting roofs just because it cinches together, on itself the best. We have a little detail where there's like a middle ridge in this tile, like right here, a little aesthetic detail. But yeah, there's a bunch of ventilation. These are O'Hagan vents for ventilation. We can see a bigger dormer vent for ventilation right here. Boom. Lots of ventilation on this roof, great for attic, airflow. Majority of it is the original roof. Home was built in 1997. That means there's a single layer of the felt paper underlayment underneath it. The concrete tiles protect the most important part of the roof, which is the underlayment. The underlayment waterproofs the system, and as additionally the tiles protect it, shed water. Concrete is a porous material, so water gets underneath, and then water gets underneath and flows out into the gutters once it gets underneath the tile. But the underlayment basically waterproofs the roof. There's been a couple of repairs done on the roof that have been pretty thorough. There's been a roof tune-up where you can see a lot of new mortar. Weather mortar has been attached to the ridges here. Great maintenance of the roof where, replacement tiles that have been cracked have been replaced. There's been a big leak that occurred in this valley right near the front entryway right here. We got this valley that's been repaired with new 2 layers of the 40-pound felt, which is now required by code. But we can see the original underlayment right here. This tile was just gooped in, so not removing any nails, but you can see how dusty, deteriorated, single layer, old washer nail right here. And once it starts to getting to this point where it's close to 30 years old, the underlayment itself only has a manufacturer warranty of 20 years. So we expect typically to replace underlayment systems around 25 to 30 years in California on a roof that's a little bit steeper like this one and sheds water really efficiently. On this section of the roof as well, you can see original underlayment. This one's pretty bad right here. You can kind of see how deteriorated, kind of bubbling up it is, single layer. Now building code requires 2 layers. As we can see right here, a couple new flashings, T-tops right here, and then additionally, they did a big repair in this section where these tiles have been lifted up and then reinstalled after the underlayment's been replaced. A new valley metal right here has been installed. Nice, adequate, 4 inches of space, but even though there's still leaves that build up. But yeah, you can see the newer 2 layers and rotate it around the nail here. I'll put it back, but just so you can see the chalk lines, the waterproofing nail right here, and 2 layers of felt paper have been installed. Now, there's been another leak, and you can see, kind of the mortar that's been, installed here, kind of replacement hip tiles right here that have been installed. Another repair that's been done around this chimney. Chimneys are very sensitive areas that, you can see a synthetic underlayment that was installed right here. This is around this chimney right here, probably had a leak, and you can also see a repair at some point where they put some green felt paper down. Looks like they put this over the top of, the old felt paper right there. You can see they put this underlayment right here. They had a leak in this section. Yeah, it feels soft, definitely old underlayment underneath there. But as you can see, that was just localized to the chimney on that repair right there, and then you can see original underlayment right here. And then these discolored tiles right here are replacement tiles. And then additionally, we can see a lot of golf balls that have hit the solar system from the golf fairway over there. This compromises the seal of the glass, and it also compromises the production. So we need to replace these solar panels and install netting to protect these panels in the future. So that's definitely something recommended for the future owner. We need to get rid of these old panels, reinstall with new panels, and then put a netting over the top. There's only 2 cracked tiles on this roof I could locate, one right here by the solar. A lot of these other tiles have been replaced with replacement tiles that are slightly different in color. And another cracked tile over here that I pulled away just so I could see the underlayment. And just made sure that the system underneath the roofing underlayment underneath the solar system is all the original from 1997. And so you can see how it's bubbling up, water staining occurring, areas of kind of weakening of the underlayment. This is, getting to the end of its serviceable life. And then on this side, you don't get as much sun, right? So you get a lot of moss buildup that kind of starts to occur, and tiles almost become slippery in a sense. But great ventilation on this roof. There's been maintenance done. There's been replacement tiles done. You can see right here, boom, replacement tile. Mortar attached to the ridge to protect the weatherproofing of it. And yeah, but you've had, you know, a couple leaks repaired over the time. At some point, relatively soon, it's going to be professionally recommended to lift up the tiles and replace the underlayment system underneath. Yeah, that's going to be a recommendation for sure on this roof, just because of the single layer and the deterioration that we're seeing. Also, at the same time, we can get rid of the panels, solar panels that are bad, and then reinstall with solar panels that are good and producing, and then put netting over the top for the owners. That way we protect that asset for them. So going to go ahead and measure some stuff out here, outline the areas of the repairs on the proposal, and then make sure to get a full proposal detailing the current condition of the underlayment, which is single layer. Now we require 2 layers of the felt paper or a peel and stick self-adhering underlayment. That's going to be the recommended action to get this roof back to a 50-year warranty. And it's just a way better option than waiting for leaks to kind of pop up in different sections and throwing money at it and repairs and stuff like that. At some point, you need to replace the underlayment system. So that's going to be the recommendation. I'm going to have to proceed with that for the new owner. Thank you.